Hey there, today we're reviewing the Kuranest Portal Travel Backpack in 28 and 38 liters. Here at Nomads Nation, we've been reviewing the world's best EDC and travel gear for the last 7 years. And in this review, I'm gonna tear these bags apart. We're gonna fully pack the bags out, double check their advertised capacity. I'm gonna give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. And you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold that the Kuranest bags are for you, I will make 2 alternative bag recommendations that might better suit your needs. And one thing to note, here at Nomads Nation, we literally have hundreds of backpacks in line to be reviewed. And we do offer an expedited package which allows certain brands to jump that line, of which Kuranest did pay for. But you will see throughout this review, this has 0 effect on the review, as we still keep it brutally honest. That's what we do. It just allows Kuranest to jump the line and get some content out faster. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the overview of the Kuranest Portal Backpacks. So Kuranest is a new bag brand on the scene, and they got a couple of really interesting products. Sling bags, laptop sleeves, and these bad boys right here, they're travel backpacks. And there's a lot about these bags that I like. One thing in particular, we'll talk about that in just a second. But first, let me run you through some of the bag's top features. Oh, also real fast, we have the 38 liter and the 28 liter. All of the outside B-roll is going to be of the larger bag, the 38 liter. And we're gonna go back and forth between the bags with the studio shots, but let's start with the 28 liter. The bag has a really sleek shape and design. Quite boxy, but more or less got a very business professional aesthetic. You got a quick access pocket underneath the rain flap, a Velcro strip running down the middle. We got a quick access admin pocket at the top. Classic clamshell style opening with a very nice sort of powder blue colored interior, plus a bit of organization. Quick access sunglasses pocket at the top. Tech compartment with a bit of organization. And a harness system that is very reminiscent of Tomtoc, which is very reminiscent of Air, which is kind of reminiscent of Incase. So if you kind of like that style of harness system, chunkier shoulder straps with this particular ventilated mesh right here, then you will find the Kuranest bags to be very comfortable. Kuranest claims that these bags are 28 and 38 liters in capacity. But as always, we got to double check that. Quick dimension check on the 28 liter. We got a height of 19 inches, width of 12 inches, and a fully packed out base depth of 9 inches. As you can see, we filled out the main compartment with our factory grade measurement balls here. We did not fill out any other compartments because, as you can see, these compartments are basically volumeless, which means the main compartment will tell us everything we need to know. So as you can see right here, we're at around 25, 26 liters capacity, which means if you include the water bottle pockets and the other pockets that we didn't fill out, which might give you a little bit of space, I think that it's safe to say this is a bag that's in that 26 to 28 liter range. All right, after the 38 liter, you can see fully packed out. We got just under 21 inches in height, 12.5 inches width, and 10 inches depth. And you can see here, we're just at around 35 or 36 liters capacity. So again, the other compartments included water bottle pockets, top pocket, everything. I'm happy to say that this bag is also right around where it's advertised, 36 to 38 liters. Kuranest claims the 28 liter weighs 2.5 pounds. I'm getting 2.4 on scale number 1. And they claim the 38 liter is 2.7 pounds, which our scale is also verifying. As of right now, both bags only come in the color black. This is the 28 liter when it's empty. And this is the 28 liter when it's fully packed out and worn to the Nomads Nation team. And same thing with the 38 liter. Here it is empty. And here it is fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. But don't worry, we're gonna pack out these bags throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what they fit. As for the warranty, there's nothing specified on Kuranest's site, but it should be noted these bags are only purchasable on Amazon right now. So that does mean you usually get a 30-day right of return. And here's the part where I tell you what I'm most impressed with these bags. It's the freaking price points. Because when I found out, I was actually shocked. So I asked Sig, our media assistant, I was like, Sig, how much do you think these cost? And he's like, I don't know, $160, $180. And that's exactly the range that I would have anticipated as well. But we're coming in a lot lower, as the 28 liter and the 38 liter are kind of around the same price of like 90 USD, which is cool. I'm just so excited because like I review bags of every price point, and I don't judge. Sure, most consistently speaking, the more expensive the bag, the better the bag. But there's a lot of really great bags around that 100 USD price point as well. But they're not always great looking. So you can get a decently functional bag for the price point, but I guess this is kind of where Kuranest is shining for me initially, that for less than 100 USD, I'm getting a bag that kind of looks like it's double the price. And I'm just really impressed that it's only less than $100. But the price point isn't everything. That's just sort of the North Star that guides us in terms of determining value, but that also depends on the materials and the feature set and lots of other things, which we're gonna uncover in this review. But it should be noted, if at any point in this video you're thinking about making a purchase with Kuranest, or you just wanna find out more information, we highly recommend doing so with the first link in the description below. Reasons being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes with the brands that we review. So if you want the best price and any discount codes that we might have, you know where to find them. Let's talk about the materials of the Kuranest Portal travel backpacks. Now here's the deal, on a bag at this price point, you're not gonna get a lot of name brand stuff, if any name brand stuff. You might get some YKKs if you're lucky, and we got lucky. We hit the jackpot, mofos. We do indeed have YKK zippers on the Kuranest. Is that on all the zippers though? Sometimes they just sneak on a couple. Yeah, looks like we got YKK through and through, which at this price point is amazing. Take that, Nomadic, because Nomadic's like a premium bag brand who charges 3 times as much for their bags, and they don't include YKK zippers. They do non-branded zippers. And I hate that because the zipper is the most likely part of your bag to break. Zippers break all the time, but YKK zippers are much less likely to break all the time, or really any time. So that's a huge win. Now for the primary fabric, this is a 1680D polyester. You'll notice it's got sort of Air vibes because Air uses a 1680D ballistic nylon. And to be straight, like, it doesn't really matter for most people if it's a polyester or a nylon. This fabric is going to be very abrasion resistant, quite weather resistant, and it just looks clean, like really clean. And actually, polyester has a tendency to be lighter than nylon, so you're getting sort of that Air aesthetic, that 1680D, that's not Cordura, by the way, but you're getting it at a lighter weight. At the price point, this fabric is awesome. Hardware, we've got no name brand stuff here, which, you know, you're gonna expect on a bag at this cost, so that's all right. Usually hardware is pretty good these days. We've got some very nice premium silky nylon webbing at the bottom of the shoulder straps, which at this price point is a rarity. And for the back panel, we've got this ventilated mesh that I like. I wouldn't say I love, just reason being it's a little, it's got a coarseness to it, maybe a little bit of scratchiness, which is great though in some ways because it does help to keep the bag positioned more stable-y on your shoulder, as opposed to the silky stuff can kind of slide off. But it's very high quality. There's a lot of padding and I am just blown away. This is sort of like on Tomtoc level in terms of value. And in fact, I don't know these guys. I don't know their relationship to Tomtoc, if any, but I would not be surprised if this is done with some inspiration from Tomtoc, or maybe they're even related to Tomtoc. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. This is no evidence, but having reviewed a crap ton of Tomtoc bags and airbags, and just bags in general, I gotta say, the material situation going on here is pretty darn good, which for all those reasons, I'm gonna give the materials for this bag at the price point a perfect score of 5 out of 5. If this bag was twice the price, I'd be like, yeah. But like at 90 USD for everything that's going on here, it is, it's a very high quality offer in terms of the value of the materials. And one thing to note about that score and all my future scores is they are 100% personal, guys, just based on my experience using this bag. Next section, let's do a pack out of the Kuranest Portal travel backpacks. And we're gonna start with the 28 liter. Kicking off with some typical size packing cubes. I gotta say 28 liters, it's the perfect size for one bag travel. 28 to 30 in that range. Just big enough for a week plus worth of clothes. Honestly, this would be like what I do, just one large packing cube, and then pair that with a tech pouch and a DOP kit. I'm good for a week. One thing to note though is this is a very slim bag. Quite compact, to be honest. But obviously, as per our volume checks, it's still the full 28 liters, or just, you know, right around there. So it's quite cool, you get the best of both worlds. This bag is kind of sexy, but still packing a punch in terms of what you can put in the bag. You can see we got the full packing cube situation in there. Throw a couple of tech pouches, and a hoodie on top. One thing I'm noticing about this bag too is the 1680 polyester is a lot lighter than the typical 1680 Cordura that I'm used to, which is a nylon. Now, in air, they use that nylon, but they are also like shoving a bunch of padding in there to give the bag more structure and just kind of a more like sexier aesthetic. But as you saw, I was just able to zip up very efficiently 3 packing cubes, a tech pouch, a DOP kit, and a hoodie, and there's a little bit of room to spare. So all together, they could pack a punch. Now let's compare that size to the 38 liter. But before we do, let me tell you something about these bags that annoy the crap out of me. And not just these bags, but any bags. It is this right here, compression straps. Completely useless in my experience. I understand why some people like them, because what you can do is you can put your tripod in here and then use your strap right there to secure it into place. But then it's blocking the bloody zipper, and that's so annoying. I would have loved to have seen Kuranest throw this compression strap just on the other side of the zipper so I don't have to undo it every time I want to open the bag. That is a huge negative. But not just this bag, but any bag for me, because compression straps, they're just not for me. Also, one other note that we're packing the bag out, this baby kind of blue interior is pretty nice. I don't love the pattern. I think it looks a little cheap, or should I say within the price point. But I love this lining because the high vis effect that it has inside your bag makes it easier to know what you put where. So through the same setup in this bag, and you can see already how much more space the 38 liter has. That's pretty good. So I can do that for layer 1. And for layer 2, I can throw some shoes, I think. We'll see if this closes. Plus the tech pouch, plus my headphone pouch. I think this will close, and it definitely will. And this will basically showcase the difference between the 28 and the 38 liter for you. It's gonna be like 2 extra bulky things. For me in this situation, it's shoes, plus a really bulky, difficult to pack headphones case. There you go. And honestly, you could probably fit a little bit more in there as well. All right, let's stick to the 38 liter since we got it packed out. Front pocket here, I like it and I don't. On one note, I like the weather resistance. Notice that we have this flap here, right? It protects the zipper. That means if it rains, it's gonna slide right off. So whatever's in this pocket will be protected, as opposed to if it were like this. And it also gives kind of the bag a little bit of a sleeker look. It kind of adds to that business professional aesthetic. But it is going to complicate access into that particular pocket. See, the zipper is underneath the flap, and it's gonna get caught either on the flap itself or just underneath. So really to get inside, you gotta do one of these every time. And then you gotta do that, and then you gotta do that. And that's just, there's a lot going on. I think it's a little bit of a function over form type decision, because this would not look anywhere near as nice, no. But that would make grabbing things from this compartment significantly easier. But I also will say, on the flip side, large bags like these, like, I don't know, for me, it's almost 40 fucking liters, right? So I'm not always like just throwing this huge ox of a backpack and swinging it around in front of me to grab little things, like usually just kind of staying on my back. This pocket is all this real estate here. No additional organization inside. The blue lining will help give a little bit of a high-vis effect, and it's a good spot for flatter items, like a notebook. Admin pocket. Nicely constructed. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. This pocket's using a very nice Darlington mesh, which has a nice expansion to it, giving the pocket some nice versatility. You got a key leash here as well. This is a pocket that's good for your smaller bits of gear. Phone charger, wallet, some meds right there. More meds. Never know when you're gonna get a headache on a flight. And the pocket has a little bit of volume to it as well, but not much. You're not gonna fit like a, your empty Robiff Oolong tea bottle in there. Actually, maybe it can. Yeah, I guess in a pinch, this has got a bit of volume to it, but not much. It's definitely just meant for your smaller bits of gear. Sunglasses, perfect little slot right here. This pocket though is quite tight, which is fine if you just wanna like slide the shades in there, and it's gonna keep it very elevated at the top, but it's definitely not a deep pocket that you can like throw other stuff into. Your passport and stuff can definitely fit in there, but there's not a lot of depth to this volume. It's sort of just keeping everything at bay at the top of the bag, which is actually kind of a functional thing in itself. There's not a lot of volume. Now, let's talk about this laptop compartment, because I don't know how I feel about it. It is accessible with YKK lockable zippers, so you can pop a lock on there. And it is also full clamshell style opening. We've got 2 sleeves. We got 4 pockets with really, really high quality see-through mesh here, plus a top zipper pocket, and then the entire tech area here. Now here's the deal. I don't love tech layouts like this for a few reasons. Reason number 1, you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm gonna put my charger here, my mouse here, and my other hard thing here, and my other hard thing here, and then you try and close the laptop and you're like, oh, it doesn't really work out, does it? Because you got hardness, and then your laptop itself and tablet is hard, and they are just fighting with each other. And yeah, there's a little bit of padding here, but you know, this travel backpack is stuffed, and then these things are just pressing against each other, and it's just not my favorite combination. Now, if you're not putting harder bits of gear here, it's gonna be okay, right? If you put like, I don't know, a packable tote. Boom, packable tote. And wet wipes. Much softer in comparison. So I just would prefer a design where a tech compartment has the hard stuff that you can put at the top, and therefore it's not fighting with your laptop and tablet. The other reason I'm not a fan of this design is that there's not a lot of volume in this compartment itself. So now that this bag is fully packed out, whatever's in these pockets, again, is pushing this way, and it just makes it harder to close, and also really difficult to access these pockets. And the other big reason I'm not a huge fan of this is it just seems so like 2013 to me. It's like, dude, you can go through TSA security like this. And they're like, take out your laptop. And you're like, don't have to. But the truth is that you usually do have to if they tell you to. This isn't quite like the solution that it used to be. So yeah, it's just a tech compartment that for me, it doesn't really achieve a lot of things functionally that I'm hoping it to achieve. But I have a very high standard. That's like some elite shit right there. More or less, this gets the job done. Rant is over. On the 38 liter, we can fit up to a 17-inch laptop in here and a 16-inch laptop in the second sleeve, which is very impressive, and there's really nice padding in here. It's very, very secure for a laptop. Plus, check out this false bottom right there. That is groovy as well. These zippers are small. What are they, YKK number 5s? Yeah. All throughout this bag, we got number 5s, which is a bold choice, or I would say a choice that I like, because a lot of people will think, oh, the zippers in this bag are too small, they're gonna break. But in my experience, they're still built tough as hell, and I don't think they'll break. Maybe just don't like push it to its absolute limits for 10 years nonstop. Should be maybe a caveat there, but I like the choice of these zippers. They zippy fast. A couple more notes in the Packout section. When the bag's fully packed out, it self-stands very well, which makes sense. It's got an extremely boxy shape, which is gonna give it an extremely flat bottom, which means if it's packed the right way, it will self-stand, but it's not a guarantee to self-stand if it's empty, because it's quite a malleable bag, which is gonna give it so much of its packability. But actually not too bad, but I wouldn't, it's actually a pretty good self-stander. For how malleable it is, it's very impressive. Water bottle pockets. I got a 24-ounce Columbia here, and you can see we are fitting in very nicely. We've got a little bit of an expansion gusset right there. This is using the same material as the polyester here. Let's see if it fits the 1 liter Yeti as well. We're getting in there a little bit tighter, but can absolutely fit in the 38 liter. These are very good water bottle pockets. No way around them. Next up, let's talk about the comfort of the Kuranest Travel Portal Backpack. Bag's got some juiciness to it. We got padding on the shoulder straps, padding on the back panel, and load lifters. But you see these air quotes. They were sassy air quotes because these load lifters aren't real load lifters. It's funny. Fun fact, we make our own backpacks at Nomad Nation. We started our own brand called Fyro, and our head of development on the Bag Me team, his name is Luke. And Luke hates load lifters because he thinks that they're bullshit. And I defend load lifters because I'm like, no, dude, on the right bag, load lifters, dude, you just crank them. Like, let's say the Tortuga Light travel backpack. I mean, when you get those load lifters in, it just feels like you're good to go. And it really brings the bag closer to you. These are the kind of load lifters that Luke is talking about though, where they're not real. They might do a little something, but you can see there's no real structure at this part of the bag. So there's nothing that is actually solid that is then redistributing the weight. It's just kind of pulling the back of the bag back, which it did kind of give me a little satisfaction, like in terms of what I want, bringing that bag closer, but they're not great load lifters. But these shoulder straps and back panel on this backpack, they are great. Notice we got a width of 3 inches, which is right where I want it to be, especially for this size of a backpack. And for our depth check, Again, right where we want it to be. Yeah, just over 1 centimeter in depth, which for me is the perfect ratio. Like, this is a comfy travel backpack shoulder strap configuration. We've got structure on the outside, cushy goodness on the inside. Again, the mesh itself for me is a little scratchy, but that will help to keep the bag in place on your shoulder. It sort of like acts as grip, right? We got a sternum strap that helps to redistribute the load from your lower back to your front chest. But interesting, no hip belts. We got these attachment points right here that you might be able to add a hip belt onto from a third-party vendor. But these are definitely not sold by Kuranest. These are lash points that you can pack things into the bottom of the bag. We'll talk about that in a second. So no hip belts could be a deal breaker for some people, especially at the 38 liter size. For me though, at the 28 liter, it should be fine. One quick note on the handle, very, very nice actually. This is basically a nylon webbing. It's got a really nice feel to it. Plenty of space to slide your hand in. This is a phenomenal handle. We got a good one on the side of the bag as well, but this one kind of digs into the water bottle pocket. So if you've got a water bottle in there, you're gonna be competing. So it's not like the full, perfectly balanced experience that the top handle is, but more or less, they're great top handles. All right, so it's a really good observation there, Sig. So notice how the bag sort of seems off shape here a little bit. That's because we have that kind of bulky tote in this tech compartment, and it's actually pushing up this side of the bag. So again, not my favorite design there because, you just want that laptop sleeve to create a nice, flush, hard, straight back panel for you. So if you are packing things in these pockets, please be aware of how it can affect the bag. And this is a testament of the bag for how soft and malleable it is. It's not a brick of a bag. It's not made of concrete, but that can't cause discomfort. So we're gonna take it out for our comfort test. You can see it even it out a little bit better. And now, comfort test. It's a cozy bag, guys. I mean, again, Kuranest didn't invent these shoulder straps. I've seen them on bags before, and they're great. And I love it. They didn't reinvent the wheel. They said, these work, and we're gonna use them. Back panel feels nice. Load lifters, there's nothing, that's not real. Luke would hate these. So load lifters aside, this bag is an absolute cloud to wear on your back, which is why I'm gonna give it an overall score of 4 out of 5. I give it a perfect score if it wasn't for the load lifters and if it had a hip belt attachment for some people, but it's just a really, really comfortable bag. Next up, let's talk about the functionality of the Kuranest Portal Travel Backpack. The functionality of these compression straps is very annoying. Yeah, you can uncompress them, but then it's like dangling around, and I wish they were removable or on the other side of that zipper. But now that the bag's fully packed out, I mean, there's still some room in here, dudes. Again, I know I sound like a broken record, but for a travel backpack, this lightness that it has, the lack of padding just gives it so much room to breathe. Which means now that it's sort of settled into itself, we can even fit more stuff into the main compartment. We forgot to do the handle for the comfort. A couple of the notes in the functionality, we've got these external lash points on the bottom of the bag, which can connect to the ones that were on the back, which you can use to then carry things on the bottom of your bag. I don't know what you'd carry on the bottom of this bag, but I will say it would be an easy bag to carry things on the bottom with because of that flat bottom. Could be a good spot for like a jacket, especially like a large down jacket if you're going to a very cold destination. The patch strip right here, this landing pad, great if you like a morale patch or just want to decorate. You've also got another decoration sort of spot right here. I'll bet you these guys are like carry nerds. I can tell that they are. This is not just like an economic venture where they're like, hey, we should start a backpack brand to make money. These dudes are in the carry community, I can tell. And I can tell because the way that they want to decorate and hero patch it up a little bit, but also creating a bag that's got some uniqueness to it. This is a statement bag. Like, this is really, really cool. For the tech compartment, easy to grab your laptop. Yeah, that's very, very nice. Yeah, more or less, not too shabby, but of course the other pockets in there aren't gonna be very accessible. Luggage pass-through is a horizontal one, which means that you gotta put the bag sideways, which isn't my favorite, but I understand for tall, bigger bags, that has to be done, otherwise it'll basically cover the handle. This is a big bag to have on a suitcase, bigger than my fucking suitcase. Luggage pass-through itself seems well done, just enough looseness, reinforced stitching all the way down here, solid across the board. For my functionality score, I'm gonna give this bag a 4 out of 5. Don't love the tightness of this front pocket and the difficulty of getting into it from here. The compression straps will be the death of me. And the laptop compartment, I've expressed that pretty thoroughly. Those aside though, this bag is extremely functional and very well designed. Now, before the crucial next section where I give you my overall scores, I want to let you know that if you're enjoying this review and you're new to Nomads Nation, I want to welcome you again and also tell you that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do reviews on our YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And if you're into this world of like gear and carry and everyday and travel and like all that stuff, then you just basically have to sign up to the newsletter because it is a one-of-a-kind resource unlike anything else in the world, where we will be coming into your inbox on a weekly basis and giving you everything you need to know about what's happening in this incredible industry. I'm talking the newest drops, limited edition releases, industry trends, and everything in between. So if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in this incredible industry and join 11,000 other gearheads like yourself, be sure to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Next up, let's talk about my overall scores for the Kuranest Travel Portal backpack. Starting with value, this 5 out of 5, broke the scale. Like, it's just no question. The value that you're getting at this bag for what is currently priced at 90 USD is just, it's really impressive. This bag is amazing from an aesthetic and functional perspective. 5 out of 5, final answer. So now before we do the overall score, let's do a quick recap of all the other scores. Materials, I gave this bag a 5 out of 5. Comfort, a 4 out of 5. Functionality, a 4 out of 5. Value, 5 out of 5. For a total score of 4.5 out of 5, which is, yeah, that's exactly where I want it to be. It's all relative, right? If they start getting a little cocky and charging $250 for this bag as is, that score is going down, dude. But price where it's at, it has been a joy to test and really impressed by the design. It's a bit of a statement bag, and I think that we'll be seeing a lot more of Kuranest, not only just on this channel, but in the carry community in general. Now, real fast, let's just summarize everything by giving you my overall pros and cons. Pro number 1 is going to be the immense value that you get. Pro number 2 is the malleable nature of the backpack, giving it a lot of packing versatility. And pro number 3, shoulder straps, very comfortable. But on the flip side, all bags have cons, and here are 3 to keep in mind for the Kuranest. Con number 1 is just difficulty with accessing this front pocket. Con number 2, the load lifters, not a lot of load that they're lifting. And con number 3 for me is the tech compartment. It's just not my favorite design when it comes to those interior pockets. And just a reminder, if you're still here with us throughout this entire review, thank you for watching. But also, if you're gonna make a purchase or you wanna learn more about Kuranest, we do recommend using the first link in the descriptions, because again, those links make sure that you get the best price. And if we have any discount codes, which we often have with the brands that we review, that's where you can find them. But if you're not quite sold on the Kuranest Travel Portal backpack, let's talk alternatives. First up, if you're new to the Nomads Nation channel, you should definitely watch our leaderboard rankings video. In this video, myself and the rest of the Nomads Nation squad, we get together and pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. It's just the fastest way for you to see what the best options are on the market, and I've gone ahead and linked that above. Also, in case you're not aware, here at Nomads Nation, we decided to actually launch our own bag brand called Firo. Firo was born after I had reviewed hundreds of backpacks and noticed some recurring problems, and I felt like there wasn't a great bag for modern professionals who wanted to stay streamlined and focused. So we launched, and we have EDC, a sling, and our very own lightweight travel backpack. So if you want to learn more about Firo and our Leo travel backpack, you can do so at firo.co or with the second link in the description. But if we're very close with the Kuranest, here are 2 alternatives that might just get you a little bit closer. First up is going to be the Tomtoc T66. This is a great pick for you if you're digging the whole price point of Kuranest, but you want to just kind of see it done a little bit differently. Like I said, Tomtoc and Kuranest have very clear origins or maybe just inspirations when it comes to comfort and overall construction, which means high quality for a low price. But Tomtoc just kind of does it their own way. And the T66 is, in my opinion, one of the best travel backpacks on the market at that price point, or just kind of in general. It's a great travel bag. And my second alternative is going to be the Rework Outbound travel backpack. Now, this is a great pick for you if you're on a bit of a budget, but you don't have to go under 100. You're not trying to spend $350 on a travel bag, but 200 is not going to break the bank. That's where Rework shines, because they're giving you kind of like premiumness in the bag, but not too high of a price point. And it's actually kind of similar to the Kuranest in a lot of ways. Similar fabric choices, similar water bottle construction, similar back panel, and overall comfort with the shoulder straps, but definitely higher quality. And very clear wording in regards to the warranty. And honestly, and since this backpack has hit the market, like, it's made a lot of noise. People are really digging it, myself included. Honestly, you can't go wrong with all 3 bags. You just gotta pick the one that's best for you. So to learn more about the 2 alternatives, you can go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.